Hey guys, Flarnrules, Coffeebeans, do you hear me? Can you open your mic? Is that work for you?
I can hear you.
That's perfect, amazing. Coffeebeans writing me, yeah, everything good. Let's wait like 2 more minutes because we have only 10 people here. Last week we had 40. Maybe some will join us today. So guys, how are you doing? What are you and how you become to the cosmos?
I'll take it real quick. I'm Flarnrules. I've been in the Cosmos kind of ecosystem since 2020. I I got interested in crypto way back in 2013. I read the Bitcoin white paper. Didn't really do much investing, but during the 2020 pandemic, I had a lot more free time, a lot more time at the computer. Started researching crypto projects, and I discovered the Internet of blockchains, Cosmos Network, and Cosmos Hub being the hub blockchain for all of it, and it just got me super excited. So I learned more, and here I am.
So you became to Cosmos ecosystem in 2020. I think we will go on about it and just keep going.
Yeah, so I kind of got really interested in this idea of the interoperability thesis, an app chain thesis, where you have this whole network of blockchains, and each blockchain does its own singular thing, which kind of spreads out some of the risk and increases the sovereignty of the builders in the ecosystem, and then eventually, especially because of the graphic that was on the Cosmos Hub's website, or maybe it was the Interchain's website or whatever, that showed Cosmos connected to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So sort of like plugging into those massive wells of liquidity. It was just very enticing to me. So I did a bunch more research. I started investing. I received the Osmosis airdrop and the Stargaze airdrop and a bunch of other blockchain airdrops. But I would say Osmosis and Stargaze are really the core blockchains that I see as my home base in Cosmos. And Osmosis being the liquidity hub, and Stargaze kind of being the cultural and art hub of the interchain, in my opinion. So beginning in 2023, and really before that, before 2023, I was wanting to make an NFT collection. I was wanting to build things in Web3, but I really needed to learn a lot of primitive skills that I just didn't have, like basic programming, basic understanding of the underlying blockchain technology that powers all this stuff. And by the time 2023, late 2023 had come around, I felt confident enough to just do some simple stuff. So I created this NFT collection called Proto Towers. It's a one-of-one collection where it's drawings that I create, and then I just mint them to Stargaze and then list them. And that sort of took off. And that was sort of like the beginning of my building stuff journey. That was late 2023.
So I think we can give one word about coffee bean cells. What do you think, Flarnrules?
Yeah, that's a great idea. I think that it would be good for him to weigh in.
Coffee bean, how you become to our Cosmos ecosystem? What is your history?
Yeah, I think a similar trajectory as Flarn. I didn't really start investing in cryptocurrencies till about 2020, 2021. And in the beginning, it was more, I think I was paying attention to Coinbase, which went public, its stock. And so I kind of started investigating other things. I mean, I knew of Bitcoin for a while, although I had never invested in it. And then I was kind of looking up some of the other prominent blockchains that were emerging. By that point, Ethereum was pretty big as well, and was kind of learning about the difference between how people were viewing those two things. So Bitcoin more as like digital gold, and Ethereum more as like digital oil, although that narrative has kind of changed over time. But it being kind of more of a utility thing versus Bitcoin being a store of value. And then I was curious, with if Ethereum, if there's this other blockchain that can become so prominent and valuable, what are the next ones? And I was reading up about things like Polkadot and Cosmos, Cardano, and at least from what I could find on the internet, it seemed like where all of the builders wanted to go was Cosmos. The people who liked making stuff, the nerdy people, kind of were gravitating towards Cosmos. I think partly because of that sovereignty value of people being able to go there and build their own things and not being beholden to however some one or two particular blockchains work. You could go there and spin up your own blockchain with the Cosmos SDK. And as a general rule, I mean, my IRL profession is I'm a professor, so I'm like a scientist and an engineer by training. And I want to go where the people who like to make stuff seem to want to go. And Cosmos seemed to be where that was. And so for a while, I really, was just kind of buying things like Osmosis and Atom and some of the main Juno for a while there, tokens that were in Cosmos. And then over time kind of became more familiar with some of the different personalities in Cosmos and kind of paying attention on Twitter and starting to get plugged into that community. I had received the Chihuahua chain airdrop back in 2021 or whatever. And so kind of paid attention to that a little bit. And that was kind of my first introduction to like a meme coin or more of a fun type of coin instead of a coin that is, part of the blockchain itself and the currency of that blockchain. And so that's kind of how I got into that side of things. And yeah, so that's how I ended up in Cosmos.
Amazing. I can't realize you're a professor in your life and how you made Shitmos, but you told me about it a little bit later. So, guys, one guy ended about photo towers, second one about Hua Hua meme coin airdrop. How we will continue that story?
Sure, yeah, I'll hop in. So the reason why I did the Proto Towers to begin with was because it's the most straightforward way to do an NFT collection, at least on Stargaze. Because you just make one at a time, you mint them, and then you list them for sale, or you can list them in a auction. And over time, people started taking a look at my art, and other artists in Stargaze wanted to also contribute. Because you can just make one at a time. So people were sending me their Proto Tower drawings, and then I would mint them, and it was like a collaboration. And so there's many collaborators in the Proto Towers collection. Over 30 artists have collaborated on the collection. And what I did was I created a Proto Towers collaboration wallet that distributes the funds from the royalties of the collection to all of the collaborators. So I don't receive any royalties from the Proto Towers collection. Only people who have collaborated on the collection receive those royalties. So I have all their wallets loaded up like in a JSON, and then I have a Python script that distributes the royalties on somewhat irregular intervals once they've loaded up to the collaborators, but only a portion of the royalties. Another portion of the royalties or other funds that go to this wallet get staked automatically to Stargaze and then restaked over time. So there's like this kind of growing treasury of staked stars that also go to the collaborators of the Proto Towers collection. So this concept, this basic concept where you have people that collaborate and then you have funds that get pooled and then distributed to other people that are involved in the kind of in this growing ecosystem is I would say the single pillar driving everything else that I've been building, and really the central pillar of my entire master plan of stuff that I want to build in blockchains in general. Because blockchains, especially these very interoperable sovereign blockchains like we see in Cosmos, lend themselves very well to automating the distribution of like the all of these efforts that we put into something in a community, and it creates this like incredibly transparent and incredibly accountable system of sort of self-sustaining growth. I wanted to do Proto Towers first because it was a straightforward, simple thing, and I can continually add to Proto Towers. I can always add a new drawing because I love creating art. But then I moved on to doing generative collections where you make different.
Stop. Too much information. Stop.
Sorry.
Yeah. First of all, you're fucking genius because I love that idea and it sounds wonderful. I really want to have one tower expedition, but we will talk about it a little bit later. But the audience have to hear that because you're fucking genius. Thank you, buddy. So I just impressed all my emotions and keep going. That's very interesting.
Okay, yeah, so that's like the central pillar of my idea of how to build in Web3, because I think it's a lot more fun than making something and extracting some value and doing it enough times where eventually people are like, dang, this person just wants to make money. But, you know, if you're creating really, really cool art, I think that's awesome. I think that my art skills, I'm an amateur artist. My in real life job is not art, but I love creating art. So I feel like the more that I can tap into like a community aspect and everybody gets to participate and everybody gets to, you know, reap the rewards of these systems that are being designed, it will encourage other people to join in and maybe become a co-builder with me. And that's really how it worked out with Shitmos. Essentially, I started Shitmos and was applying essentially the same concepts that I did with Proto Towers and with Frogs, which is my second NFT collection, which is it's like a 420 piece collection of frogs that's based on like it's generative art. And I actually wrote the art engine myself in Python. Because I also like this idea. I'm not sure if you've heard of this Puff or Poof. Poof. So
okay.
Primitive Technology is a YouTube channel where a guy goes out into the woods and he starts with nothing and then he eventually builds tools that he can use to build more tools that then he uses to like smelt iron and stuff like that. So I'm also trying to apply that concept to a lot of the stuff that I create. Sort of, if I can, make it from scratch. If I can't, use what's there. So that's another sort of, you know, principle that I'm trying to imbue in the projects that I've been working on.
I have to ask you to share your screen because I want you to show us Shitmos because it's very strange collection. I will share with my opinion. I didn't know about you, nothing about your background. I just mint because I was unable to mint Shitmos for 222 stars. After that, I saw it growth up in 1 hour for 3 times, and I sell it for 600 because it was like, wow, I got 3x in 2 hours, and it was very fun for me because I didn't understand the art. It was like a lot of shit, some guys and bananas, hot dogs. Please, can you explain me what it is? Who are that guys? And just tell us a little bit more about what stuff you're showing us.
Yeah, so the collection itself is pretty. I wanted to go with something that was a little bit more goofy and fun, with a little bit of historical significance with regards to either crypto in general or the Cosmos network. So there's faces in there that are people that are somewhat prominent in the Cosmos network, and then there's coins that are prominently displayed with Cosmos. We can look at the collection. So what I had set up right now is to kind of show how my art engine works. Like it's a little bit crude the way it's designed, but basically, and maybe I should go and pull up the. I think if I show it this way. Oh, you know
I'm
what?
scared.
Let me think here. I think the best way to just start showing it, and then maybe you can talk a little bit. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show how this thing works, and then I'm gonna show some output from it that are gonna be Shitmos NFTs that don't actually exist in the collection. Because what they do, there's this folder here. This folder is called Layers, and it has all of the layers for all of the art that I created. So this is the picture frame layers. So these are the different picture frames that potentially can get added. They don't always get added. And this is the PBJ frame, which sometimes there's a hand with a PBJ, but most of the time there's no hand with a PBJ. And then everything else is like, so here's the shit layer. So it's all bunch of, so here we go, chart with shit. This is the liquidity bootstrapping phase chart when we were trying to get out, like basically launch the token. And I thought this was like a almost perfectly shit shaped chart section. So I copied the chart and then I drew a pile of shit underneath it.
Who is that guy?
This is Don Kryptonium. He's like one of the more prominent influencers, at least for Western audiences, in Cosmos. But recently, he kind of like decided that he doesn't like Cosmos anymore, and so he was essentially just shitting on Cosmos all the time. So I made his head into a giant pile of shit. This is one of Do Kwon's last tweets before Terra Luna collapsed. Do Kwon is the founder of Terra Luna, which became the biggest Cosmos blockchain during the past bull market, and it collapsed because of basically the equivalent of a bank run. And this tweet he said was deploying more capital, steady lads. And then about 2 days later, maybe, their stablecoin UST broke from its peg pretty dramatically, and then the price of Luna went to like 0. And so I thought that was funny to make this tweet into a pile of shit. Here's a really rare trait, diamonds. This is Do Kwon's head into a pile of shit. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of other fun traits like that. And so what I did here is I created this script here, and I have a demo output, and all I have to do is write Python. Let's save this. Generate NFTs. Oh, and I created a little web app so I can view the NFTs as they are. So I will show preview here. Okay, so right now there's nothing in here. And then if I run this script, it's going to generate, I just did it for 10. And if I refresh this, let's see here, here we go. So here are the 10 NFTs that just got created. These are NFTs that do not exist. So it's just pieces of art at this point using these layers. And I've actually open sourced all of the layers for the collection. So if anybody wants to make their own stupid Shitmos themed art from any of the layers, they can. So it generated these pieces. There's essentially 3 main layers in the script. There is, where is it at? I gotta put the order here somewhere, right?
Background,
Yeah,
shit,
background,
and
shit, and character. And that's it. And then each character, some of them have their own traits. So one of the more elaborate one is the Shitburris, which let's find that. Shitburris has a bunch of different sub-traits. So if we look at the character, Shitburst. Here's the Shitburst character that I drew actually for a different project that I've been working on about Cerberus or 3-headed dogs. And I made this 3-headed shit, And then I have all these sub traits that anytime a shitburst gets triggered, there's a random selection of shitburst traits. So little hats, and then like laser eyes. And then I think I had one where it was other shitbursts as hats on top of it, and then one where it's all shitbursts on top of each head all the way to the top, and then one where they're puking out shit. I mean, the goal here is to be both kind of gross but also kind of funny, and then to integrate some of the concepts of Cosmos. And I hope it's important for you to understand when this project launched, I think that Cosmos vibes were incredibly low at the time, and everybody was constantly talking about how Cosmos was dead and this entire concept failed, and everyone was just like kind of shitting on it. So I was trying to take that message and turn it on its head and be like, all right, let's have some fun with this, and maybe we can create like a shit coin that is shit themed, like literally shit is in the name, and it's all about the cosmos, and people can have some fun, like we can make fun of ourselves, and also maybe make, and create a whole bunch of value.
So, keep going, keep going. Let's talk about Shitmos Coin, what it is, and how you created it.
Yeah, so the Shitmos coin was launched in March or April 2024. And I did it on Start Cooking. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with Start Cooking. It's an osmosis application that is sort of like a replication of the Pump.Fun application. It's a liquidity bootstrapping protocol where you can create a crypto asset, and then you can launch it on a liquidity bootstrapping curve. And once all of the coins or a portion of the coins are sold, then another portion of the coins is put into a liquidity pool, and that liquidity pool is completely locked, and all the coins are out there. Like, so the Shitmos coin, there's 10 million coins. I think about 1 million are in the original liquidity pool locked up with osmosis. And once it launched, then it's just out there in the open market. And I knew that that was going to happen, and that there's probably going to be a lot of people that if we got it to launch, if we made it out, people would just dump their shitmos like right away. So I wanted to make a mechanism that forced buying of shitmos. So that's why I created the NFT collection. So I made the coin, and then I created the NFT collection. I generated a lot of hype around this NFT collection. And what I did with the Yep.
Sorry, you'll continue idea with an idea a little bit later, but I have a question. How you get liquidity to start your coin? Because it's very hard to get some money to that. And how you distributed your first tokens in March? It's very interesting for us to hear.
Yeah, so the way that I got liquidity was basically talking about the coin. All I did was say, I'm launching this Shitmos coin on Start Cooking. You can go buy it on the liquidity bootstrapping curve. And I talked about how I was going to launch an NFT collection where I was going to use the proceeds to buy Shitmos that would help with the price stabilization. And then I used a bunch of my own money to help anytime basically the liquidity bootstrapping curve. Like, I don't know if we have the chart itself. Like anytime there was like big dumps like this on the bootstrapping curve, I would go in and buy the dump to kind of keep the momentum going. And by the time like it had launched, I had accumulated about 500,000 shitmos. So I had about let's see, that's like 5% of the supply. And since then, I've either given out those coins or I have staked them to the Shitmos hub. So I have 222,000 Shitmos staked to the Shitmos hub. I have about 60,000 or 50,000 left in my wallet. So I don't really have that many coins left because I've been giving them out for different reasons. Like I gave some to a guy to help develop this smart contract we're working on. And then the distribution at that point, is just about the community, right? It's about convincing people, like watching, like I think maybe if we went to the chart, which I don't think I want to pull up the internet here, but basically the coin pumped a ton after I launched the NFT collection. It went all the way to like 8 cents per coin. And then a bunch of people that were in early dumped their coins and the price dropped an enormous amount. But in one way that was good because it distributed a lot of those early whales don't have huge bags anymore. So the distribution of the coin is looking pretty good. I think I have in Discord, I had recently posted a distribution. Yeah, so I haven't done this analysis in a while. As you can see, this says July 11th, 2024. So this was a couple months ago. But this is the distribution of Shitmos token holders. This big bar here, which is about 50% of the supply, is 1,800 addresses. 4.1 million tokens are held by 1,800 different addresses. That's pretty good. And I think a part of that was because there was an airdrop that happened, and then a lot of people kind of aped into the coin. And then down here are the next biggest like buckets of holders. So the LP, the liquidity pool, the largest liquidity pool at the time had 923,000 Shitmos in it. The Flambe contract, which we have clawed that back, and now those coins are actually in the Shitmos hub in our treasury, which is really cool. So we've got about 816,000 Shitmos in the Shitmos hub treasury, which we can use to pair liquidity with other projects now. But we want to start doing that after Shitmos price goes up so that we can leverage that the weight of that treasury. And then whale number one at the time had 550,000 Shitmos. I don't know who that is. Whale number two, this was me. That was 512,000 Shitmos. And then I don't know who any of these other whales are, but there's not that many humongous whales that can dump very, very much Shitmos on the community at this point. And I think some of the whales are like me, where we're trying to see this do something really cool. And like, I don't ever intend, like me personally, because I created the coin, I should never sell a single Shitmos, right? That's just, in my opinion, the creator of a cryptocurrency should never sell the thing that they created. I think that that's like a ethically like wrong. It's like ethically wrong to do that. Um, so I've just been giving them out or like putting them in the treasury or staking them to the Shitmos hub, or I've been using them to restake on Migaloo. By the way, Shitmos is cross-chain. It's on the Migaloo blockchain. We made sure that happened so that we could participate in the restake wars. And yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to say about that.
Thank you so much. You can continue. One quick question. What about Kaufybeans? He just come to your site in one moment, or how you met each other?
Yeah, Kaufybeans was really active in the Telegram channel for Shitmos, and he was going around evangelizing the community, like the greater Cosmos community, to attract more contributors to the Shitmos economic zone. And so he basically was just one of the most active community members. So I made him into an admin on the Telegram channel, and I made him, his admin role is Shitvangelist, like evangelist, but for shit. And that's basically, and then ever since then, we've just been working together to help grow the ecosystem and make cool things happen.
One quick update. If you didn't know, I haven't created Expedition collection. It was made by Dollar Boy, and I was just that active guy, like Kaufybean, just came to that community, and after mint, I just come it and become one of the most person who just building that community and trying to work with that. So I'm the same guy as a Kaufybean.
That's awesome. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like that's like Web3 in action, right? Like the community kind of just grows. You start with an idea and then you see if people think it's interesting or like in the case of this art collection, if they think it's cool and they like the art, and then you can just grow from there. And we have all these Web3 primitives, these tools that we can that we can use to enhance and grow our communities, and I can't get enough of it.
I have quick question for you from the chat. I see here Orion, he created Weird Friends collection. And he asking about to make a liquidity pool Shitmos Weird. And he is ready to give you Weird tokens to make that liquidity pool. Also, he already have Weird Posthuman liquidity pool, and maybe it will be interesting for you.
That would be super cool. Yeah, so I think the best way to do that, if he wanted to send some of those tokens, he could send them to the Shitmos hub. And then what we could do is we could do a governance proposal to spin up a liquidity pool that's owned by the Shitmos hub. And then the liquidity, any of the liquidity pool proceeds, like any of the fees, would go straight to the treasury, and then the stakers of the Shitmos hub can decide what to do with those. I think that would be really awesome, and I support that. And maybe I can explain the basic model of this ecosystem. So the basic model is there's two DAOs. There's the Shitmos hub, which is on Osmosis, and it's the cryptocurrency staking hub. Then there's the Shitmos economic zone, which is on Stargaze, and that is the NFT staking DAO. And so the stakers of the NFTs can manage the treasury account on the Shitmos economic zone. And the reason why it's called the Shitmos economic zone is because the central core thesis of the Shitmos economic zone is as many NFT collections as we can to get to join, where they give 2% of their royalties proceeds to the Shitmos economic zone. So the Shitmos economic zone is receiving little tiny amounts of stars from 50 or more different NFT collections, and then we use those stars just to buy Shitmos. And then so that creates a small consistent buying pressure, and then that Shitmos goes into the Shitmos economic zone DAO, and the users of that DAO, or the stakers to that DAO, can eventually will receive Shitmos as a staking reward, and then they can take those Shitmos and they can sell them if they want, or they could go and stake them in the Shitmos hub, so they have something to do with them. Instead of just sell them or hold them, they can stake them in the Shitmos hub and do something with them that way, or they can actually take them over to Migaloo and earn whale with them. So there's a couple different ways you can use the coin, and anybody can build anything to, like, that's the beauty of Web3, right? So this is just the beginning. My focus, like with Shitmos at least, is that simple flywheel. But I've already talked to people that want to do other different things with it. So it's there's a lot of things to sort of manage it that once it gets a little bit bigger. But I think for me, to focus on the things that I came up with, and then just like encourage other people to really see what they can do, with the project.
One quick question. Why people have to join Shitmos economic zone? Because I know that here are Celestian Sloths, Mad Scientists, Woman of Father, and a lot of different other collections, including small one like Crypto Hamsters. Why they want to pay you 2% royalties, and what they're getting from you back?
Yeah, so the reason why people might want to join, Expedition is doing great, and so you don't need additional like marketing. But I would say that what happens, at least what we've found, is that especially the smaller collections, we've helped collections be able to mint out because we have all these different communities that are involved now. And so if we find, the community finds out that like a new collection joined and they're having a hard time minting out, we try to help them get minted out and spread the word. Alternatively, every single collection that's a member of the SEZ receives really irregular distributions of Shitmos, and also is going to receive other like small airdrops associated with like free stuff that the Shitmos economic zone wallet has received. For example, the SEZ or the Shitmos NFT collection was eligible for the unicorn airdrop, So I think like if you held a Shitmos NFT, you got like 10,000 UWU tokens. And if you held those, or if you traded them at all on the meme markets, you could also you would have become eligible for some of the Memoji airdrops. For example, the Tangerine airdrop and the Harambe airdrop and the Hammer airdrop. So the SEZ wallet has received all those airdrops, and now what we're going to try to do is eventually do a snapshot of all of the NFT holders for all of the collections, all of the member collections in the SEZ, and then do like a small airdrop to all of those NFT holders. And also, we add the main wallet of the who's ever like the auth wallet, authorization wallet on the NFT collection to these things that we call shit dribbles, which is like a 22.2 Shitmos distribution to every SEZ member. I haven't done one in a while. It's very infrequent. We call them dumb contracts as opposed to smart contracts because it's just like a Python script. Let me pull this up. So this is the Shitmos repo, which is open source. It's on GitHub. Anybody can contribute to it. And here are the dumb contracts. And this one, shit dribble. Let's go to data collections. So these are all the NFT collections. This is the wallet that receives the shit dribble. And you can see there's a lot on here.
How many collections do you have in SEZ?
There's like 50 plus. There's more than 50 at this point.
50 plus. Wow, amazing.
Yeah, and we keep growing. And the SEZ wallet, because it's constantly buying Shitmos with the stars that it receives, it's always being replenished with more Shitmos. So, and then like when a collection receives one of these shit dribbles of 22, let's see here. Where's the data balances code? Generate shit dribble. So this is where it gets generated. I'm trying to find where configuration. So it's 22.22 that goes to every single one of the wallets that each of the collections. And then those collection creators can decide what they want to do with those. They could raffle it off. They can go stake it to the Shitmos hub and receive distributions that way. So there's different ways. We encourage you to use it for your community, not to sell it, right? But once it's in your wallet, you can do whatever you want with it.
So 22, it is per month, per week, or?
Well, I haven't done one in a while. So recently it was like 22 per week. But
you just click a button and send it like that.
Yeah, it's sort of like a random thing. And what you can do, so the reason why I created these DAOs is because people can do a signaling proposal. Like someone could go on the DAO and make a proposal to be like, we want a shit dribble to be distributed to all the SEZ collections. And then I see that and I can be like, okay, I'll go do that. I like that idea. That happened before with if you hold a Shitmos NFT, you get, it's called a double dribble. And that is here. And it is, the config for that is 2.22. So if you hold an NFT, you get 2.22 from a double dribble. And I've been tracking this. I don't know if I have this. Yeah, I have this open. If I go to double dribble, so far this is the period of time that I've done double dribbles. I've done 15 so far. And there's been 70,000 Shitmos distributed via double dribble. And that total, and now this needs to go to 0.03. So that's been $2,120 has been returned to holders in the form of Shitmos double dribbles. So, last one I did was September 18th. So double dribble goes to holders of Shitmos NFTs. Shit dribble goes to SEZ member wallets. Then I'm working on another piece of code called Shit Geyser that's going to do the same thing, but it's based on how much participation each NFT collection in the SEZ contributes. So it's more of like a merit-based distribution, whereas the first one is just like anybody, if you're a member of the SEZ, you'll get the shit dribbles. But I haven't done one in a while, for what it's worth, just because it's like it kind of comes and goes, it ebbs and flows, and it's not automated, right? It's very much, that's why I call them dumb contracts. They're not smart contracts, they're dumb contracts. They're just Python scripts. And anybody has access to them, they can use them for their own projects too if they want. Actually, I probably should share that. I probably should share the
That's fucking amazing. I like your maths, how it's working, and I have to explain that idea to people because to create such a tool, it is very amazing. What about? I will ask one question. What about filter how to join CIZ group? Because as I understand, every collection can join you, like from a smaller one, like medium collection, as I think Expedition is, and whales as Celestine slots, or maybe in future bad kids can join you also. What have they do to join you?
Yeah, so for the basically medium to small collections, we try to do a approach where we instantiate a splits contract that you place in as the royalties contract for the collection. So currently the royalties contract for the Expedition collection probably sends the royalties to one wallet. In this case, what it would do is it'd send it to a contract that acts as an account that splits the royalties up. 98% would go to the same wallet, and then 2% would go to the SEZ wallet, and we would use those funds to buy Shitmos. That would be the way that we do it. For the really big collections like Celestine slots, they do like 1 million stars in royalty or in transaction volume per day. And Zachy Manian, the admin on that project, he said that he would set up the splits contract on his end, and then I just like monitor it. So for the really, really big collections, I'm not gonna be able to, any amount from them is good because that's 5,000 stars per week that we're getting from the Celestine slots to buy Shitmos. So there's kind of a bit of a gray area where it's like but the primary thing that you have to do is you have to buy the collection, or like the admin or whoever, somebody has to buy a Shitmos NFT to be a member, and then 2% of your total royalties. So that is not 2% like of sales, that's 2% of royalties. So 98% of royalties you keep, and 2% goes to the Shitmos economic zone. So it's a very small amount. And then once that it takes place, then we would add you to like the group chat on Twitter, and maybe there will be other perks and stuff. And then I add that wallet to the double or to the shit dribble distribution and other things. So yeah, pretty simple, but so far it's worked really well to bolster the Shitmos price and to keep good distributions to the community.
Please, Flarnrules, can you off your share of display for a moment? And I see that something will happen right now. You'll be excited. So you've told me that it's enough to buy your NFT and share some kind of our royalties to it.
Yeah, that's right. So the minimum is 2% because at least in Western, the Western cultures, number 2 means to take a shit.
Okay. So I just can't buy any of NFT and I will be in. So
yeah, yep, yeah, as long as you agree to
which
2%.
one is good for you?
It's up to you. That's a personal choice.
I will buy with. Ребят, давайте вот возьмем вот эту
That
NFT-шку.
sounds good. That's the shit Kano.
Okay, I will buy it right now. You have big pool to protect it. Wow, amazing.
All
And
right.
I've got it, and I'll send it to our chest. We have here chest. transfer, and it's in our treasury.
All right. And can
Very
you
nice.
guys should stake that to the you should stake it to the Shitmos economic zone so that you can participate in governance.
Доллар
If you
бой, тебе
want.
нужно будет застейкать NFT для того, чтобы участвовать в голосовании. And also after that we can share this 2% of our royalty to you to buy Shitmos every month, and we are in SEZ right now. I see that people are lucky. No one just vote for no. Everyone agree with that. Everyone enjoy your idea, and I'm glad to hear that.
Oh, that's so exciting. Really excited to have you guys on board as a SEZ
Second. We appreciate it, of course. But if a lot of people just right now, how to say, support you, agree with your solution, like your maths, how you move, let's reward them maybe. You've told that it's very easy to distribute some airdrop. Maybe you'll delegate one airdrop for us. What do you think about it?
Yeah, let's okay, so let me just I have to add, well, let me set up the splits contract here. Okay, so can you share a wallet that would be the eligible wallet to receive
Uh,
it?
what the fuck? Why we have Блин, что с флором? We have 6,666 floor right now. Why?
You guys
Someone
are
bought a
blowing up.
phone. Shit,
It's
what
the
happens?
SEZ effect.
I agree. That's amazing, guys. I'm full of emotions. What wallet you doing it? Can you repeat it one more time?
Yeah, so I need a wallet that is gonna be like the recipient. So which wallet would receive your like share of the
Can you?
distribution?
Is that a possible if I will send you gas, for example, and you will distribute it for all holders? Is that possible?
Oh yeah, so we can do that. So to do that, we would need to do a bit like that
Snapshot.
takes a bit of time because I got to do a snapshot and then I got to but we can like orchestrate like a small like dust drop. Was that what we had talked about doing before? Was it dust drop?
Yeah, I think that would be cool. At least we will get some shit in our
Yeah,
wallets.
let's try that. Okay, so I actually have I mean, I've got some time, so we can just try
Not
it.
not now, of course, because I just offer it. But that will be good for everyone. We will make big news in Twitter, in Telegram, in different channels about that. We will get an airdrop of Shitmos. It will be fun.
We'll set it up and I'll do a dust drop to all holders based on the 22.2. Yeah,
We
so
appreciate it.
that would be cool. I would need to know. Oh yeah, I have to do a snapshot for your collection, and then I need to set plug that into the double dribble, and then I can run it, and it will just split 22.2 shitmos across everybody. That it would be like everyone's gonna get a tiny fraction of a shitmos, but it will get the ball running because then you can you'll have a balance of shitmos, and you'll probably want to then start dollar cost averaging in at that point, because we have people that I've noticed are buying a little bit every week or so. So yeah, but I still need to know which wallet for the splits contract.
I will ask the creator of collection because I don't have a wallet to send it in chat, for example.
Yeah, I think it would basically be right, Flarn, the wallet that's used in the Stargaze studio right now, where all the royalties go.
Yeah,
Like that.
that's correct. Yep. Okay, so I can just look that up on
Actually,
royalties.
while that's happening, Poof, I just wanted to mention you had asked earlier about what SEZ members sort of get out of it and that sort of thing. I think one of the best things that the SEZ can do is, people often talk about liquidity fragmentation with blockchains, like money gets kind of isolated on each blockchain. But I've kind of noticed that with NFT platforms, you can kind of get community fragmentation. Like people kind of cluster around their one or two or three favorite collections, and those people kind of get to know each other. And one of the things I've been trying to do with like the Shitmos Twitter account that I run is to just give regular shout outs to all the different collections, especially when they're active and things going on with their project. So that way, each community member that follows some particular project doesn't just feel like they're part of that community, but there's this super community that now they're a part of. And then it kind of cross pollinates. People may now, check out Expedition that before were like, oh, that's cool, but I don't really know what's going on with it. And now they might go check it out and maybe pick one up because there's that feeling of, now there's this larger umbrella that I'm a community member of.
Guys, I can't just find the word because I am so excited about that. People also, we didn't expect that. I just thought we will speak about something. You'll just introduce yourself like it was with speakers before. We just spoke a little bit, and like after 1 week, we can, for example, not forget just, but we will keep in touch, but not be so active. But right now, I'm absolutely in shock because that's something big and giant. I really like we are building history right now, and that's awesome. For me, that's awesome.
Yeah, and we're super excited to have you. I think it's great that you have such a different community than a lot of other projects. So yeah, I think this is great. I love it.
Hope to be useful for you because we have really giant community right now. We are separated from other collections, and Expedition building bridge this from Russian community to international one, and we can work together because we have big audience, and it's very cool what we have such a tool to introduce different interesting projects with good math, with good realizing the images to all world. But that's great. I have in mind to create about you because for Expedition right now inside of your economic zone we have activity channel with our perks. I will make some topic about you because we we are right now inside of your collection. We will inside of your economic zone. We will write here all links how to stake Shitmos NFT, how to buy Shitmos Coin. I think if people receive 2.22 Shitmos, we can buy something more in addition to have more Shitmos because you're buying it back. The price keeping on the high level. And I will write the all information from today's session. Also, we will recording it and we will share English version to you. We'll keep Russian English to us, upload it in YouTube. We have own YouTube channel, and everyone who was missed today can watch it in recording version. Flarnrules, I think you can do work after that session because Dollar Boy can't find that wallet.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think maybe we can connect later, and I can get that thing set up and try to do a dust drop today. I got the wallet for that. So the next thing we would need to do is maybe I can get in touch with Dollar Boy, and he would need to slot the splits contract, which I just instantiated, um, in as the payment address, so that 2% goes to the SEZ and 98% goes back to him for royalties, because that would be the final step to get it going. But I'm happy to just do 22. I'll just do it from my own personal wallet. I'll do like my personal wallet. I'll do like 222, so it's more than just like a fraction of a Shitmos to everyone. Maybe I'll even do. I still have some Shitmos, so maybe I'll try to do one per NFT held or something. I don't know. I'll have to set it up though. It will take me a little bit of time to get it set up, but I'll definitely do it. I think that would be a lot of fun to dust drop Shitmos to everyone in your community. That might be a cool thing to do for new collections, maybe to like that get added. Is like to dust drop, because then it creates more wallets that hold Shitmos, and it creates like it just expands. It casts a bigger net. So yeah, that's a great idea. I'm excited, really excited to have you guys on board.
So I have here Star's address, and I will share it in chat if you see that. That's perfect. Guys, I'm full of emotions. So I think we have to finish it. We're here for 1.5 hours. I don't know what I will do right now. Thank you so much for a comment. We appreciate it. That was amazing. Let's keep in touch. You're always welcome here in our Discord. If you will have some idea to share, please let us know. We will announce everything tomorrow. What Expedition joined SEZ about Dasdrop. Don't tell Dasdrop. We will announce everywhere. Expedition will get giant drop of shit, and I think it will be very fun because we are here not to just waste our time. We are here living. We need to feel emotions, and I think it is very cool to get emotions through that.
Yeah, really appreciate you having us on. Yeah, this is really cool. Really appreciate it.
Kaufybeans, your word?
Yeah. This is a great experience. I really enjoyed this.
I'm very glad you enjoyed this. Thank you guys for coming. Let's be in touch. Fuck, I have to improve my English. So, for me, it is very important you took your Friday evening for us. Thank you for your time. Thank you for Airdrop. Thank you to join, to invite us to your economic zone. We appreciate it. People also appreciate it. You are our lovely guests and waiting for you in future. Just let us know and we can make something more noisy than it was today. But today this was full of every emotion.
Thank you so much. Hope you have a good rest of your day and weekend.
Bye-bye.
Thank you guys. Bye. Thank you guys. I think we can finish it and leave. Bye bye. Have a good one, everyone.